IT guy stared at his laptop, then at me and said, "There's a live camera streaming from your daughter's bedroom." I laughed at first, not because it was funny, but because my brain refused to process it. "That's not possible," I said. "We don't even own a baby monitor." He turned the screen toward me. A grainy video feed filled the display. Pink walls, white crib, a stuffed bunny propped against the rails. My stomach dropped. That's her room," I whispered. The IT technician, which was sent by my internet provider to fix a bandwidth issue, swiveled his chair back toward the modem. "This feed is active. Right now. Someone is watching." I sprinted down the hallway. My wife, Lena, was rocking our 6-month-old daughter, Isla, humming softly. Isla's eyes were half closed. Safe. Alive. "Take her. Now," I said, voice shaking. "Go outside." Lena froze when she saw my face. She didn't ask questions. She grabbed Isla, barefoot, and ran. I went back to the bedroom. Every inch of it suddenly felt hostile. The walls, the vents, the smoke detector above the crib. I stood there, breathing hard, trying to figure out how something so intimate had been violated without us ever knowing. The IT guy followed me in, scanning the room slowly. "Cameras this small are usually hidden in everyday objects," he said. My skin crawled. He stepped onto a chair and twisted the smoke detector loose. Nothing. Checked behind picture frames. Nothing. Then he crouched near the crib and ran his hand along the outlet plate. Found it. He popped it off. Behind it was a pinhole lens no bigger than a pencil tip, wired cleanly into the wall. Whoever installed it knew exactly what they were doing. "This isn't random," he said quietly. "This was installed deliberately." I felt sick. "How long?" He checked the logs. His face went tight. "The stream started just over a year ago. Isla was 6 months old, meaning someone had been watching before she was even born." I backed into the hallway and slid down the wall. My hands were numb. My wife stood outside with Isla clutched to her chest, tears streaming down her face as I told her what we found. We called the police. They took the camera, dusted for prints, asked questions that made my stomach twist. "Any recent exes?" they questioned. "No," we replied. "Anyone with access to the apartment?" they asked. "Just us," said my wife. "Previous tenants?" they asked. That question landed heavy. We'd moved in 18 months earlier. The landlord, Evan, had been overly friendly from the start, fixed things personally, dropped by without warning once or twice, just to check something. We'd laughed it off. The police said they'd follow up, told us to stay with family. That night, as Lena and Isla slept at her sister's house, I sat alone, replaying every moment Evan had been inside our apartment, every time he lingered, every time his eyes drifted toward the hallway. 2 days later, a detective called me in. "We traced the stream," she said. "It wasn't public. It was routed to a private server." "Who owns it?" I asked. She slid a folder across the table. Inside was Evan's photo. My chest went tight. "He's been doing this for years," she continued. "Multiple properties, multiple tenants, always bedrooms, always hidden. He kept the footage organized by address." I couldn't breathe. "So he watched us, watched my wife, watched my daughter," I said. The detective nodded and replied, "He never shared the footage, never sold it, just watched." They arrested Evan that afternoon, but that wasn't the end of it. When they seized his computer, they found something worse. A folder labeled Future. Inside were floor plans, notes, timelines, including ours. One line was highlighted: "Install second angle when baby arrives." He hadn't done it yet. He was planning to. I thought about Isla growing up under that lens, taking her first steps, saying her first words. All of it observed by someone hiding in plain sight. We moved out the next day. The detective said if our internet hadn't glitched, they never would have found him.